In the house with me now is something you might have heard about before. You heard about it in our news some time ago, and now we get an opportunity to speak with somebody, a force really, behind what we spoke about briefly the other day. Wendy Robin is in the house with us, and of course, I know when you heard Wendy say, "What? Wendy Robin?" Yeah, as a lovely lady there who told us a lot about her singing and everything else. But then she's here to tell us not only about her talent and her singing and her experience and her travels, but she will also share with us some unique things that she's really doing in Wesley. She's apparently developing herself into a force into the community of Wesley. That's in the northeastern part of the country. Of course, the name of her organization is the Northeastern Beautification and Improvement Organization. So Wendy's in the house. Let's go talk to Wendy. Wendy, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Happy to see you.
Lovely to see you.
And I'm happy to get to know you, actually.
Yes.
I saw you in Wesley some time ago. And then when I heard about Wendy Robin, she was likely to come to the program, I was wondering, am I going to remember her if I see her again?
Yeah.
And you all dressed up, real nice today and everything
like
else.
The Western version is all hard work. And,
Yeah, that's the studio version of
the
you.
The studio version, yes.
That's
yes,
wonderful.
Yes.
And of course, Wendy, a lot of our listeners out there have heard about you. But they've heard about you as someone involved in the entertainment
Of course,
business.
yeah. Well, that's what I do. I'm a singer.
Hey, that's what you do. So let's start off with what you do.
Okay.
Well, you're Wendy Robin.
Okay.
You have your roots in Wesley.
Yes.
But I don't know you, and I just got to meet you recently when I left the village. You were a little thing still. I had no idea that one day this little child would grow up to be a mega star.
Wow.
And now I'm hearing so much about Wendy Robin. Tell us about your experience and your skills that God has blessed you with.
Okay, well, I would describe myself as a natural singer.
Okay.
I think it's kind of
And you didn't bring a
the
CD with
genes.
you, though.
I know. Can you imagine?
Okay.
It's in the genes because it's a lot of my family members going way back. They were involved in music, I think, up to like my grandfather. They had a band. And
your family,
so
the Robin family in Wesley, they have always been in music. I mean, all of them, just about every instrument.
Yes,
I mean, if a young person grew up in the days when I was growing up as a young child, late 50s, early 60s,
Wow.
and so, I mean, your grandfather and uncles and stuff. These guys always played music.
Yes, they did.
I mean, they'll play the guitar, some guy would be blowing a trumpet, another guy, if you want to know the name of an instrument, go ask them. They had them all. So I'm not surprised at all that from a genetic perspective, that you're continuing the tradition.
Yes.
But you have done much better than they have.
So you could say that.
You've gone to more places than they have.
Absolutely, I have. But
so tell us about your travels and stuff.
Okay, I've been traveling for many years, and my travels have been mostly in the Far East. So I've lived in Thailand, Indonesia.
Thailand?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Indonesia, Singapore, Hong Kong, Shenzhen, China, Macau.
You've been to Macau?
Oh, of course.
I mean, we are hearing a lot of stuff
times.
about Macau. It's a wild country, it's a wild city, it's a wild place, a wild province.
Yeah, but actually the first time I went to Macau, it was very different.
Okay.
So that was like early 2000. But China is a place that develops rapidly.
In one day, they can build a new city.
Yeah, so I went there in 2000, and I sang around Asia till about 2004, 2005.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I traveled all over Asia, and then I went back again to Hong Kong in 2006, and I went with my husband, and I wanted to show him Macau.
Right.
And I actually didn't know where I was. I was like, where is this place? Because they actually back the sea all the way back. So it's like they built a new country on the sea.
Wow.
So it's just amazing. Yeah. And I think they took over Los Angeles, Vegas. Yeah. They took it over in the revenue for gambling and all that crazy stuff.
So Macau, I know a lot of gambling. A lot of gambling happens in Macau.
Yes, it does.
Lots of nightlife.
Yes, I've performed there. It's a great place to work.
Good opportunities for artists.
Absolutely.
Like yourself.
Yes.
But if someone sees you, I mean, you are not just a black woman. You are dark skinned, beautiful.
Oh,
dark,
you.
glossy black.
Wow.
Did you encounter any challenge when you went to Asia? You lived in Asia for years performing.
I know. Well, when I first got there, Like I said, the first place I went to was actually Macau.
Yeah.
So I think in those times they hadn't really seen black people. So as soon as
not that black.
Yeah, as soon as I step out, there would be like a million cameras. Everybody was taking pictures. I'd go buy a shoe because I love shoes.
Yeah.
I go to the shoe store and I'm trying my shoe on and I look up and there's like
cameras all around.
Hundreds of people just taking pictures, you know. But I just smile.
Yeah,
I flash my smile.
You're distinctly beautiful, you know, and it's a good education for them.
Yeah.
You said similar. I know that guys, when I was in the U.S. Army, guys always said, you know, when they went to Germany and Switzerland, people came up to them and actually touched them.
Oh yeah, they did that.
Touched to see whether that blackness is going to stay on them.
So
they came to you and did
absolutely
actually touch you to see whether the black is going to.
That was normal.
That's normal. After a while, to you, that's just how it happens.
Yeah, I just smiled and that's it.
And give them music.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, fantastic. That's a terrific story to tell.
Yeah, so it's been great.
And I know that you didn't mention the U.S. Have you performed a lot in the U.S.
Of course.
as well?
Many years before I started my Asian trip, I performed in Canada and then we'd go to the U.S. and travel around because I used to perform with a group called Steady Vibes. I'm sure you.
Steady Vibes. Yeah, that's some good music.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at that time it was really calypso.
Fast rhythm.
Yes.
Are you a good dancer?
I think I am.
Oh, okay. When you say so, I believe you.
I think so because my work involves a lot of dancing.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes, it does.
Okay. So, but for you have a lot of experience in show business.
Do. Absolutely.
So you have a manager. When we see on TV when you talk about style, you got your manager, you got your promoter, you got an editor, you got a bodyguard. You got arrangers and stuff. You have all that?
Yeah, well, my husband does most of the managing.
Okay.
Yeah, he does the
So your husband is a man, is your manager?
Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic. Yeah. That seems like a general thing in the entertainment business.
Yeah, I think it's pretty common.
Yes, pretty common. I mean, the guy who does your booking is the guy who gets to eat at the table with you.
That's right. That's
fantastic.
Right.
Okay.
So it's been great. And I mean, before I came here, the last couple of years, I've been doing a lot of Hong Kong. So that's one of our favorite
By the way, can you speak... Can you speak like they do in Hong Kong or China? Can you speak? Are you scared to talk Chinese?
No.
Can you say hello? How are you in Chinese?
Not even.
So when you just speak English all the time?
English, because it's remember Hong Kong was owned by the Brits.
Well, of course.
So English is
more British than us.
Yeah. So British English is pretty commonly spoken there.
What's your biggest song you've sung so far?
My
biggest hit song.
My biggest hit song has to be. It's called Down Low because it was played on the international stations like in Canada and stuff like that. But I think most Dominicans know me for Bend Down.
Bend Down?
Yeah.
You got to bend down and dance.
Yeah, that's the song they most...
Bend Down?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're most familiar with.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
Bend Down.
But,
so you've made this move pretty much, roaming the world.
Yes.
And you've ended up where you started from.
That's right.
You start here and you go all the way around, and then it comes back at you.
That's right.
It goes around and it comes around.
This is home.
Yeah, this is
absolutely home.
How do you feel being here after all these years in Canada, US, Hong Kong, Macau? How is it to be in Wesley? Dominica is a very slow country, and in the northeastern part of the country, and the community where you live in Wesley, it's a nice community, but it's pretty slow.
Yeah.
I mean, the lights go out at 10 o'clock, pretty much.
Slow, but we keep ourselves very busy.
Okay.
We keep ourselves very, very, very busy.
And your husband is here with you?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
Yeah.
And I guess you guys are really busy. You're busy doing stuff for the community as well.
At the moment, absolutely, yes.
And so let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
Before you leave, you're going to sing something. Let's hear your wife. Bend down, bend down.
You see, you sing it better than I
I could never. Let's talk about what you were doing in the village, because I've seen a few photographs on the website. Yes. It seems like you're doing really fantastic work in the community. As a matter of fact, recently we heard about the work you were doing. You spoke to me on the telephone rather briefly, inviting me to come to Wesley, come home and see what you guys are doing. And I regret not having been able to be here. But you guys did a fantastic job that day. I heard about it.
Thank you. Yeah. What we do is every other Saturday, we do like a volunteering segment to the work.
Yeah.
But we're volunteering, of course. This is Dominica. So we provide food and drinks, and a lot of people from the community, they come down. So we do it in Londonderry, because, there's a field there. There's the river,
playing field.
The playing field.
Okay.
And actually the real work that we actually started the real work in Londonderry. And the real work really is we make stone boxes.
Yeah, I noticed a couple really beautiful ones on the website.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
who taught you to do that? I watched it and I said, whoa, that is the type of Asian effect.
Yeah, well, from traveling, my husband is an architect.
Okay.
Yeah, so he has.
He's behind all that stuff.
Yeah, he have the eye for those things.
Yeah.
So we make some really beautiful stone boxes, and in those stone boxes, we're gonna be planting palm trees. And on every box, there's going to be the name of the person. What we do is we get people to adopt the box.
Okay.
So the person or the company that adopts the box, we put a plaque with their names on the box.
Wonderful. Put one for me.
Oh, well, you're going to adopt the box, right?
What does it take to adopt a box?
All right. To adopt a box for individuals.
Yes, for individuals,
not companies, of course not.
We will talk to the companies after.
That's right. For individuals, it's 100 US.
Okay.
Yep. And individuals living in the Northeast or in Wesley, it's
from the community,
from the community,
areas.
Yes. It's about 150 EC, but they have to volunteer their time.
By doing what?
Well, what we do, we're going to plant flowers in between the boxes. And like I say, every other Saturday, we do this cleaning up. So we do the weed whacking.
Yeah.
We cut the grass. We cut the grasses in between. And then if there's certain things as we go along that needs to be fixed, then we start pushing for that. Because right now, we cut all the grass around the bridge.
That's a Londonderry.
Yeah, that's right.
It was pretty dangerous.
It was very
the grass
dangerous.
Was taking over the bridge.
Absolutely. So you would be driving and you couldn't see from the other end.
Yeah, that's right.
So there's some.
So you guys have taken care of that.
That's right. So there was some trees over the river. We got rid of some of the trees and we branched some. So you could stay from one end of the bridge
see the
and you can see
clearly.
The traffic clearly coming from the other end.
My goodness.
Although we had an individual object to it, but that's life.
Always find
that's life.
Yeah.
But we're just moving right along, of course. And of course, the river, we also wanted to become a focal point for tourists. Because I was explaining to my husband, because all those trees were there. I said, there's a beautiful river there. He said, he's like, what river?
Big
I'm
river.
like, we're going to open it up. He's like, what are you saying? I said, we are going to open up the river.
Here you go.
And you're going to see the river.
He understood that?
Yes.
Okay.
And then with the volunteers, those guys came down with they use our chainsaw, they use their cutlasses, they started branching some of those trees.
Yeah.
And would you believe, the beautiful river is right there.
I imagine, quite visible.
Very visible.
Okay.
So those are some of the work that we're doing. And then we look at the bridge. Now the bridge needs painting.
Right.
So I've already spoken to Harris Paint. And now we're going to be talking to Rudolph Thomas. I hope they're listening.
Yeah, Rudolph Thomas Enterprise. Good company.
That's right. Because they
works very closely with communities.
Yeah, and also have roots in Wesley. Have roots in Wesley, remember that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Mr. Rudolph, he's from Wesley.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You just telling me something I didn't know now. Rudolph Thomas from Wesley.
Yes.
Well, when I heard Thomas, I knew they had to be from West America.
Yep. So that's their roots.
So they have roots in Wesley.
So they have to come in.
So they need to make a contribution.
That's right.
Okay.
So we saw this, and then we also saw the bus stop. It's broken down. It's dilapidated. The roof is
in Wesley.
That's right in Londonderry. The roof is gone. The floor, like the benches are and we need to repaint it and just
rebuild it.
Yeah, pretty much. But we'll start with the painting and just do some fixer-uppers. But we can we have the people come in to do the volunteering. Yeah. So what we need is the contributions like cement, paint, galvanize, that kind of stuff.
Paint brushes, rollers. Steel brushes to scrape steel.
That's right. So as we go along, we also fixing things that we see that needs to get fixed.
And you need cutlasses,
files, weed whackers.
Like if people are out there that want to make contributions.
That's right. Donate to the gas, the oil to work those things. So that's like the first phase. So it's adopting a palm tree. But what we're really hoping to do is after we're done with the palm, because we started in Londonderry and we're going
working your way up to Wesley.
All the way to Eden Road on the other end. Yeah. And what we're going to do eventually, when we get to a certain part from Londonderry, we're going to start at Eden Road so then they could come and meet in the middle of Wesley. Okay. And we're hoping to add some washrooms, public washrooms and urinals, because people still do it on the side of the road, and that's not attractive.
They still do it on the side of the road?
On the side of the road. You know, it's like, come on, it's 2015.
Come on.
Yeah.
People don't do it on the side of the road anymore.
Yeah, you know, it is supposed to end.
Yeah.
And
so you're actually thinking of taking on this responsibility of building a public toilet?
Public washrooms and adding garbage bins along Wesley as well.
Well, I know that a few months ago, the government was actually speaking about some toilet facilities. Have you guys approached the government to donate any of those toilets so that you guys can use for such an important project?
Yeah, no, we haven't. Actually, this is very community based, and we try to stay away from the politics completely. So everybody's working on from both sides of the field.
Yeah,
they're working together to do this, and also from the different churches.
Okay.
So we try not to make it political.
Leave the politics out of it.
But if the government, that's right. But if the government feels that they want to do some donation to this project, of course, we're open to donations.
You're quite receptive to that.
From everyone, yes.
Okay, but I like the idea that the community, let the community do it.
That's right.
Because I know a long time ago, many things were done in this country.
That's right.
By just ordinary people.
Yes.
Who would come to, when they give you a journée.
Yeah.
People come to your garden. I mean, days of your uncles and granduncles and
stuff.
My
dad, I guess, when he was younger.
Yeah, of course. There was journée on a Saturday. 15, 20 people come. They kill an animal, and it will amaze you the amount of work people were able to do.
Yes.
You know, so I guess you're coming back with this spirit. Here.
Absolutely. And it's
the Creole people say, "Could me."
Okay, well, I don't speak Creole.
I know you're from Wesley.
Wesley. Yeah. So that's, the spirit is definitely coming back. I think people from Wesley are very proud of this project, and they're very proud of what's happening, and they're proud of what they actually see themselves doing. You know what I mean?
Because you're a very modest young lady. They're very proud of you. To see you come to the community, and all of a sudden you've just ignited a fire.
Oh, well, I hope so.
Well, that's what you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you cannot be excessively modest now. But anyway, so what type of support are you getting from the community?
Right now, the support is growing. It's really, really growing, because I think right now it's more visible to everyone.
They can see what
is
you
happening.
Are aspiring
That's
to
right.
physically.
Yeah, it's not talk. They can see, I feel like my dad, he's like that. He's like a action guy. He doesn't talk a lot, but he has
already done a lot of things in his life.
Okay, so you know him.
You don't know everything he did. I know more about him than you.
Maybe you do.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like now they can see it. So people are really coming on board.
Did you find a lot of resentment at the beginning? Because, in socioeconomically depressed environments, when you go and try to change things like that, I mean, you find a few guys bareback, barefoot, ready to stamp out anything new.
Yeah.
They have become so customary to what's there. So for you to try to do that, you have to come in with a revolutionary spirit.
Yeah, of
and
course.
say, listen, we got to get rid of this thing, and we got to bring in something new.
Absolutely.
And usually you find people resist that until they understand, like you say, fully what it is that you guys are really trying to replace this with.
Yeah, absolutely.
So did you find some resentment?
I'll tell you what I found. When we first started discussing it to people in the village, and then we said we're starting in Wesley. Wesley will be the pilot, and then it's going to spread to the rest of the Northeast. A few people, they're like, why are you doing this? What is this for? That was really what it was. It wasn't really resentment. They just couldn't understand what's the reason for doing this. So we told them, this is our community. We need to have pride in our community. We have to beautify the place, make it attractive to tourists. And I mean, everybody knows that I travel a lot. So I guess if I speak about certain things,
so you have seen it somewhere.
Yeah, it's easier for them to listen, right?
Okay.
So I told them.
But by the way, they say if you want to be recognized in your community, you must go away and come back a stranger again. So now you have gone away and you're back as a stranger. Then they listen to you, because in Dominica we love strangers.
Yeah, but see. With me, I talk, but I also do the work. Because this is like, we came back about 2 years ago, and then we said we're going to bring our farm back. And of course,
farm.
Farm. We have a farm.
Okay.
Yeah, we plant a lot of stuff. We sell a lot of pumpkins and plantains and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. So when we first came, they were like, "You guys, what?" They're like, "Wendy, you're a singer. You cannot,
do
and
agriculture."
Then they actually saw me going every morning to my garden. Then I put the rack outside. And they saw me selling my tomatoes, my lettuce, and we had our tanias, our dashing. They were amazed.
For real?
Yeah. They were amazed.
So you had help in your garden?
Yeah, of course. We had help, but we physically went in and did the work.
But your husband is a white guy.
Yeah.
So people checking like... when they and this white man,
they cannot.
They think that those people, they can do anything.
Oh, yeah, that was the reaction.
The white guy gets scared of the dirt.
That's what they thought.
The white guy can't handle dirt.
That's right. But he's a white guy. He's from, originally from Europe. He's done a lot of tough things in his life.
And he has good ideas.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Brilliant ideas.
How is he blending with the community overall? I remember when I passed briefly a few months ago, I was just passing through when I saw you, just almost the first time. I noticed the gentleman. He seemed very much into everybody else.
Absolutely.
You could hardly tell he was a white guy.
Yeah, that's right. Sometimes they forget.
But isn't it nice to say, be able to refer to someone by race in Dominica without feeling offensive or offended? In most countries, you go and talk about a black girl or a white guy, and people run out, they chase you. In Dominica, it is cute. My white, nice little white lady.
Well, actually,
that's beautiful.
They know his name, but
what is his
a lot
name?
of Ivan. But a lot of time they still call him the white guy. The white man. The white guy.
The white man.
And he just answers casually now. At first.
No offense.
Yeah, at first when we came, it was a little bit off. It was like, whoa, this is strange.
It's strange for him.
Absolutely.
Because, somebody don't address you by race out there in the big world.
Oh, no, they don't.
But in our community, man, we are loving people. I know this nice little white lady who always calls my program.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it is cute to say that, But it's nice to know that you're doing so much, Wendy, in the community.
Thank you so much.
And you're getting the support of the community.
Yes, we definitely
And now things are becoming better.
Yes.
All right. You have a name for your market? Wendy's Market, Wendy's Food Market.
I know, I should call it that. I should call it that. Yep.
No.
Yeah.
So anyway, you guys started from Londonderry.
Yes.
How far have you gone so far with the work you're doing?
Okay, we around. You're familiar with Wesley, so
Pretty much.
Once I call that name, you should be able to. We're
identify with it. I left many years ago.
Turning Hill, or Wesley slang, Turning Hill. So only now I'm realizing that's what it was.
Turning Hill.
Turning Hill. So we're right around Turning Hill area.
Okay, is that where past my Jaffa area there?
No, we're not there yet.
Okay, it's lower down. Yeah. That's by the gas station.
Before the gas station.
Okay, down by Teacher Evans.
Yes, close to the
Mr. Dad's place.
And they're also very supportive of the project.
Who Teacher Dad's? Carlotta, of course.
And of course, Mr. Flamingo.
This gentleman across. Yes. Good people. Wesley is a good community.
Absolutely.
We have always been a community which led. Yes. I mean, from a historic perspective, Wesley and Marigot have always been very progressive, and I might say so with no apology. As a matter of fact, the history shows that Marigot is the first village in Dominica where local government started. The first village council in Dominica.
Wow.
You read Dr. Lennox Honeychurch's book, something story, the Dominica story.
Okay.
And there they tell you that Marigot is the first community that local government started, the village council.
Wow.
So Wesley and Marigot people have always been very progressive.
That's right.
And we are not boastful, but we are pretty assertive.
I think so. I think so, because that also surprised my husband.
What?
The assertiveness, because when he first came, like, of course, when I lived in Wesley, it was in a much better
environment.
Like it's just people just did better. You know what I mean? So when so for me, sometimes it's heartbreaking to see. I really wish it would get back to that kind of
we have lost a lot in the community.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you're much younger than I am, I can tell.
Yeah.
But then I remember even when I was growing up there as a boy, that the community was very, very different.
Yes.
First of all, these days you see a lot of young guys hanging out on the side of the road. When I was growing up, that wasn't happening. The young boys were the Boys Brigade, Boy Scouts, or if you were Catholic, you were Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
If you were Methodist, you were in the Boys Brigade.
Yes.
If you were Seventh-day Adventist, you were in the Pathfinders.
Yeah.
And you found that the elders of the community in Wesley seemed more interested in the welfare of the younger people.
Yes.
I mean, look at this guy like SB, Benjamin.
Yes.
This man lived a whole life just creating Boy Scouts.
Oh,
and you grow up as an adult and you think about it, but SB was never paid anything.
That's right.
Why was he so conscientious? Why was he so deep into it, you know?
Yes, yes.
And I guess he did it strictly for his own satisfaction and for the development and to satisfy the aspirations of our community.
That's right.
I mean, people sold bread at the 4 Road.
That's right.
Every morning.
Yep, and the
3-4 ladies would be there with their baskets with bread and cake.
Yeah.
And stuff. You don't see that happening.
Yeah, and the farmers would go to their garden.
The farmers go to the garden
even
early in the morning.
They go to the rum shop after, but they went to their gardens first.
Early, 4 or 5 o'clock.
Yes, of course.
Your dad was a man. He took people to the garden.
Oh, absolutely.
He was big in agriculture.
Yes,
very big.
absolutely.
Your family was pretty big in agriculture.
That's right.
You know, I know that. You're too modest to say that. You know, but then so are you planning to be in Wesley for a long time?
Absolutely. Well, of course, I'm a singer.
So you're going to make your base?
I'm a singer, so you know. Sometimes I gotta go.
Well, you gotta go, but I mean, it depends on where your base is.
That's right.
Your base could be in New York City, your base could be in Japan, or your base could be in Dominica.
My base is Dominica, for sure.
Okay.
So in between my contracts, this is where I'm gonna be. But when I'm out there, because I've already started this project and things that I wanna do, then I'm gonna be actually pushing this project out there, because of course, Asia have a lot of
that's where the bacon comes from.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you bring home the bacon.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be pushing this project.
Okay.
Really pushing them. But I would really like to see Wesley get back, because my husband, we supported the basketball team.
Okay.
And he saw the competitiveness. He was stunned.
Yeah. We have some young boys in Wesley. They're really good.
They go out.
They're good.
And
they're watching TV, man.
Yes.
They learn to play basketball real good.
Like,
nowadays, when I was growing up, there was no basketball.
That's right. He said because they asked him to, he said they're not coachable, for sure. Because they curse and they...
Oh, yes.
But
they're rough.
He said,
they're rough.
At the end, they win.
Yeah.
They win. So we have to, like, even with the beautification, you see the beautiful pictures.
Beautiful.
But when we're doing the work, it's like, you know...
It's rough.
It's rough.
Yeah.
But at the end, when they're done, they say, Wendy, we had a great time. When are we going to do it again? Yeah. So the spirit is still there. Yeah. We just have to bring it out. We just have to let people...
Well, we just have to support you, coach. You are the coach.
Okay.
And we just have to support you. So you can basically continue to do what you're doing.
Thank you.
And what is your vision for Dominica outside of Wesley?
Outside of Wesley.
Yeah. How do you see your country in another 10, 15 years from now?
I'm hoping to see Dominica become more self-sufficient, making its own money to support its own self.
All right.
Yeah, that's my...
Of course, we know right now many people are begging.
Yeah.
And it's a new thing to us in our culture. At one time, I mean, when you spoke of a beggar...
No, you have to be
an
mentally
old person who is sick, walking the streets with a stick.
Yep.
And then that person smells.
Yeah.
That's how it was back. That's how it was back then.
Something had to be wrong with
That's how it was back then.
Yes.
So you say, look, that's a beggar.
Yeah.
These days, you see a guy in his name brand sneakers, Jordache pants, and they're begging you for $5.
No, this is heartbreaking.
And then you wonder what has really created this damage to the morality of our people and to the tremendous dreams and aspirations which we had as a community.
That's right.
There were days when there were competitions between the villages, and they would plant flowers.
Yes.
And then there were times when they had these parades through the community.
That's
on a Sunday, the Boys Brigade of the Methodist Church always had tremendous parades through the community, blowing bugles, dressed up. Teacher Evans Dodds was a senior guy in the Boys Brigade. Teacher Cyrus Dodds, who taught me as well. Big in the Boys Brigade, you know. And you look for them now. You look for those who replaced Teacher Dodds and those to replace SB. in the Boy Scouts, and you wonder, where are the future leaders? Because when I pass through the community these days, I have to say quite frankly, it's my village and my community, so I sit around and, I spend a little time, but it's not a comfortable place.
That's what
you don't find people who engage you in constructive conversations. You do not find people who are generally receptive to, constructive stuff.
Yes.
To me, it's just so much easier for people to come, or for the folks around it to come in a negative way.
Yeah,
Young boys are very ill-mannered, I find.
Yeah, I think,
and there's not much discipline among the youth right now. It's very different to when I was brought up, and probably when you were a very young girl, when
absolutely, yes.
the elders could basically keep you walking a chalk line, and if you walked off that chalk line, you were disciplined. These days, you cannot venture to discipline any young person
I
around.
know. I think that
How do you cope with all of that?
I think a lot of them feel broken.
Okay, they're broken.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's
they've given up. Hope.
Yes, I think that's part of the problem. They feel broken. So I'm hoping that we can do certain things to help people bring back hope. I'm hoping that the beautification and improvement program that we're pushing so far, it's one of the things that could help to bring back hope.
A young child like you, why are you taking on this burden? All these older people in the community, so many of them, everybody going to St. Croix, whatever. What are you doing? What were you doing coming here and trying something?
I must be crazy, right?
I'm thinking some people are asking that. I'm asking for them. A beautiful young lady, talented, singing all overseas. The village is there dying. Nobody else feel like doing anything.
Yeah.
What stimulates your interest in the community to the point where you're coming from Japan and Macau, Canada and USA, and you're coming to Wesley with a white man, and you guys are there working in the soil with the people, planting flowers and selling food. That's very different. You're making history, my sister. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Well, somebody has to do it. Right?
It's a dirty job, but somebody has to
do it. And it's at the end of the day, when we take a drive around and we see it, makes us feel really happy. There's a sense of satisfaction, and it's like
are people telling you should run for politics because,
can you imagine?
Because they see you. No, well, I can
you imagine?
No, I can think, I can feel.
Oh, you gotta see the Facebook page. I got a Facebook page and I put the pictures on all the time and show the progress. Wendy for mayor, Wendy for pal rep, Wendy for...
Here you go.
But it's so,
I'm not surprised.
It's so funny because I am so far
from politics. But you were so close to working in a well-knitted fashion with the community.
Yeah.
But then you see, I can understand that because, there's such a void for leadership.
Yeah.
All different types of leadership.
That's right.
And so... those leadership responsibilities need to be filled by people like you and others. And when they see you coming up front and doing your thing, people will say, okay, here is our leader for the future. And to a great extent, when we think of leadership in Dominica, we say political leadership.
Yeah, I guess.
Very seldomly you hear people talking about starting a Boy Scout organization, starting a cleanup campaign.
That's right.
It's more like Wendy planting flowers, boy. Best you run for politics.
Yeah, I'm like, what is that coming from?
They want you to be pal rep.
Yeah, I'm like,
are you getting support from the parliamentary representative there, Mr. Basil?
He's very supportive. He's been on the project a few times.
Is he working physically?
Absolutely.
For real?
He came with his weed whacker and he was cutting, and he cut for a few hours. He was cutting the grass.
Was he sweating?
Yes.
Good.
And he brought drinks for us and stuff like that. He's very supportive. Very supportive of the project. Oh, yes. And the village council, they're very supportive.
Of what you're doing?
Yeah, the chairman of the village council, he's just really impressed, and he really, he's cheering us on, and he comes on, he cuts the grass as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you part of the village council?
No, like I said,
so you're just working independently.
That's right.
With all organizations.
That's right. With my heart. It's coming from my heart.
And you were blessed. You're lucky you have a husband who is understanding.
Yes, I am.
And he's quite cooperative and working in harmony with you.
Absolutely.
And the other community members.
That's right.
And Wendy, I want to thank you for what you're doing.
Oh, you're welcome.
It seems like we need to chat again sometime time.
So you
the
see
future.
why you need to come to Wesley, right?
You make it seem as though I'm not coming home. Now that the community is much more beautiful.
That's right.
You know, I will come by more frequently. But you know Benjo.
Yes, of course.
Is Benjo? Benjo is more your age group. Why don't you pick on Benjo? Benjo not in Wesley.
Benjo?
Why don't Benjo come to Wesley? You know Benjo Shillingford.
Of course.
So is Benjo working on that project?
He should be.
He should be.
Yeah, actually,
Benjo go to Wesley boss and help out.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. And I will also come.
That's right.
Young guys like Benjo and now done.
Yeah, where's
and
now
these
done?
guys. Well, you need to find these people and let them come to Wesley and help you. They really need to assist. But Wendy, we're very happy for what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
And it seems like the future is going to be very bright in Wesley now.
Yes.
Everybody's just start wearing shades. It's
That's
going to be
right.
So bright.
That's right. Because we're going to put beautiful flowers as well. So bring some colors back to the village.
Terrific. I wish you guys would do something with the beach. We don't have a beach.
I know.
The Cry Bowl used to be a beautiful beach,
Bowl,
remember? Where the boats would come in and where they would go out.
A little bit before my time, but I heard.
Oh, yeah. So you mean you didn't see boats go out from Cry Bowl? Oh, you guys, you were too young. I'm sorry for you. But anyway, it would be really... But do they have boats going out at all?
I'm not sure, but like I said...
Or you go to Marigot if you have to go get fish?
That's right. I go to Marigot for fish. But what I'm saying is, this is a start.
Yeah.
And as more and more people get involved, I think there's so much room for so many different things.
To reclaim our community.
That's right. For so many different things. Yes. And once we do it together...
Then everything will be fine. Together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then everything will
Wendy,
be fine.
congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
So for now, while you're busy doing everything else, where do you get to practice your singing and stuff?
I know,
Do
it's
you
a
do
little
that?
bit on the back burner, but it's there. Because sometimes I sing so much, I actually need a little breather.
There you go.
Because the last time I was in Hong Kong, I sang. I was supposed to be there for 6 months.
Yeah.
I stayed for 3 years.
Whoa.
Straight, singing 6 nights a week.
Oh my God.
And then I came here I went to Europe for a year. Then I came here for a year. Then I went back to Hong Kong. Same thing.
You love Hong Kong?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, same thing. Sing for a whole year straight. And then I came back here. So when I'm done singing, I'm usually a little bit burnt.
And you need to just recuperate.
Yeah.
And there's no better place to regroup and recoup than in Wesley.
Right here. And I get my inspiration to write my music and,
Terrific.
That kind of stuff in Wesley.
I feel like my heart is heavy.
It's heavy.
I feel I need to go Wesley.
Oh, and you must come to Wesley.
I feel I should go to Wesley.
Oh, that's for sure.
You have come and done so much in such a short space of time.
And one more thing. We're hoping to work on a concert.
Okay.
For July. I know that's really pushing it.
That's pushing it really far.
That's pushing
and
it.
fast.
Yeah, and fast. But that's how I work. My husband is like, no, this is too much. But we're hoping.
Yeah.
So we keep.
So you have started putting your script together, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. You're working on. You have things together.
Yeah, that, and of course we also hoping to do something in Anchorage.
Okay.
And on Last Flight.
Yeah.
But this would be for fundraiser for the beautification.
Well, anything that you're doing, Wendy, please let us know at the big station, Q95 FM. And by the way, do you guys get us in Wesley?
Of course.
Loud and clear.
Everybody talks about Q95.
Okay. Just testing, just checking.
Yeah, let me say hi to my mother. She should be listening. And my father.
In Canada or in Wesley?
In Wesley. They're in Wesley right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Rocco in Wesley?
Rocco is in Wesley.
I didn't know that. Rocco, good day to you, my brother. Big up. That's a man who saw me as a little boy.
Oh, yeah.
Carrying a basket of food on my head.
Oh, boy.
Barefoot. And now and then he would stop his truck and give me a ride. I was at my picnic that now. Why go up on the lorry?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Nice man.
Oh, yes, he is. Wonderful.
You're going to stay in touch with us and let us know what you're doing?
Of course.
In the future.
I definitely will.
And I hope you continue to enjoy your village, Wesley.
Thank you.
And my village.
Of course.
And I will come to the community much more often. I promise. I pledge.
Thank you. And let me just say a quick thank you to all the other members in the team. Magali, Ainel, Cameron, Roxy. Did I miss any names? To all the people who support the team, the PAL rep, the village council, and of course everybody from the diaspora who keep donating their money, who keep donating and being a part of the conversation on Facebook and on the website about what we're doing. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, and big shout out to my sisters and brothers. You know, I got lots of them,
a lot of them,
and cousins. So I got lots. So I'm just saying big shout out because I know they actually listening.
Okay, good. Big up to all of them.
They're in Canada, they're in the States, they all over. So I'm just saying shout out to you guys and all my wonderful friends who support this as well.
I wish I had your music to play now. I wish I had your music. I feel like it now. But anyway, you have one in your pocketbook. Check. I know that these pocketbooks, you never can tell what's in there. Why don't you just?
Especially a woman's pocketbook.
That's what I'm saying. You never can tell. Take your time and check it and see before we leave. Whoa. Of course, this is the big station, Q95 FM Radio. I'm Angelo Allen. We're just getting ready to shut it down. And of course, we have Wendy Robin in the house with us. You can also go online. Wendy, can they go online and find you? What is your... you have a website or somewhere they can go listen to your music? That's YouTube, right. Anywhere?
WendyRobin.com.
Where? WendyRobin.com.
That's right.
Go to WendyRobin.com. WendyRobin.com. She's trying to go in that pocketbook, but it's so explosive that she seems like she's scared to get to it. So we better forget about it for today. When in the future, what could you do?
The music is on my website too, so you could check it. I don't know if that can.
Yeah, well, I'll check it out, and we suggest to our listeners to log onto your website and check your music. And of course, next time you come and sit with us, you bring us a CD. So we can actually play your music.
That's my customary, but it's because I'm not. It wasn't music based today, so
no problem.
And let me shout out Tonya as well, Tonya Green, because I'm gonna do a show with her.
Okay, fantastic.
In a little while.
Have a lovely day today.
It was great talking to you, Angela.
I really enjoyed chatting with you too.
Oh yeah.
Have a good day and bye bye.
Thank you.